tithe. Even though the Bible is quite clear on it in both the Old Testament and the New Testament, people somehow make excuses for it, and they tell themselves the Bible's against tithing and therefore I don't have to tithe. But what's really motivating them is not what the Bible actually says, but their own heart of greed. And so if you are an anti-tither, you're going to be afraid of this message because it's going to challenge the lies that you've been believing. On the other hand, if you haven't been tithing yet, you have a heart of gratitude, a heart of generosity, you're going to uncover some of the lies that have convinced you not to tithe, and you're going to start to obey God and experience the blessing of tithing. So let's take a look at the first lie of that's told about tithing, and that is tithing is not about money. I hear this all the time. It's not about money, Bishop Rod. Yeah, you always talk about, no, it's about plants. It's about fruit, and it's about giving animals. It's not about money, people say. And what they do is they'll take scriptures like give to God the first fruits, and they'll say, you see that fruit? It's about giving apples and oranges and bananas. It's not about giving money. And I'm thinking, how stupid can people really get? And then they read scriptures like Leviticus 27, where God says, every 10th animal that passes under the shepherd's rod, you shall give to the Lord. They'll say, it's about animals. See, it's about animals and it's about fruit. It's not about money. And this argument is so stupid. I'm almost embarrassed to even try to take down this argument. But believe it or not, I hear it all the time, that it's not about money. What people are doing is they're taking a culture that existed in Bible times in which most people either were farmers or they were ranchers. They either had crops or they had animals. Most people lived this way. They lived off the land. And so because of it, the Bible talks about those people. But it doesn't mean that there weren't metal workers and there weren't carpenters. There was other people who did other things. And yet people are taking the two major jobs that people had in Bible times, and they're saying, you see, that excludes money. And I'm thinking, that's not what the Bible is saying. In fact, in Deuteronomy 14, God says in verse 24, now watch this. But if that place is too distant and you have been blessed by God, the Lord your God, and cannot carry your tithe because a place where the Lord will choose to put his name is so far away, then exchange your tithe for silver and take the silver with you.